All right, we're live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Live. It's Hein. I'm going to take a moment here to find us on Facebook and get my comments up. So comments are up. And let me show you who's here today. Me, of course. Here we are. Hi, everyone. So welcome. I'm going to hang out here for a little bit before I get started, just so we see how many people we get on board before we get moving. If you're out there, give me a thumbs up. Let me know where you're watching from. Always happy to see everyone. And we'll see what's out there. Everybody's go quiet all of a sudden. All right. Oh, we got a few people popping in. All right, so I have my comments up if you want to comment before we get started, because I'm going to start by showing you sort of my end product. I talked about creating a rainbow wreath. And actually what we're doing is one of our members on the Janome Artistic Digitizer Facebook group posted this rainbow wreath using it as a background, and she's creating embroideries to put on top of it. So she's manually digitizing beautiful embroideries with our software of her dogs, and she's putting them on top. So I'm going to show you how she created her background and a couple things that you could do with it. Actually, there's so many things. Yesterday I was playing with it again, and it's like a deep hole to fall into. So once you get your one going, you want to try all different kinds of things. So I'm going to show you that. So let's see what we have out there. Oh, we got a couple people coming out. All right. So just let me know where you're from. If you have questions, post them. I'll be watching for any comments as we come to them. But let's go over to my camera and we'll see the end result here. Let's see. Here we go. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Marty. Facebook changed again. What happened this time? I'm in the right place, right? That's the thing. I think I'm in the right place. That's what my thing said. All right, so here is our rainbow wreath right here. And I'm going to wait for it to catch up with me. There we go. And so I'm going to show you how to do that background part. And then on top of it, I used what's a couching design that I turned into stitches and used a variegated. And you can see on the side here, I have all my colors off to the side. So I'll show you how to create that. You can bring in, you could actually bring in a graphic of a rainbow and then apply this to the different parts of that rainbow if you wanted to. Oh, I already said we're fine. Okay. All right. All right. So there we go. Okay. So, and what's going on right down here is I have my design and I'm actually going to make a purse out of this. And so I want to do one of those, like a round purse, sort of like, I don't know if they're called drums. It's going to be about 2 inches thick. So this will be the front, and I'm going to use these for my cutting. So that's why I put them on here. So I'm using that for my template. And I haven't taken it out of the hoop because I had thought, you'll see later, I was going to take this out and put a decorative stitch here, but I don't think I'm going to. I'm going to take my cork. This is some of the cork I have. I'm going to take the cork and I'm going to cut a hole in the cork and then top stitch it around. So this will be in the inside. Okay, so it'll be kind of in there. So I have a couple different corks. I have this black with the silver, and then I have a black with gold, but I'm not sure I have gold hardware, so I have to look and see what I have. But those are the two. I also have some other cork too, but I think I'm going to go with the black. I found some interesting things at an event I was at. This is actually vinyl. Isn't that cool? So that will be a nice bag all ready to go. And then I found this other vinyl. This is a sort of a lattice vinyl. So there's lots of these cool products out there, and I kind of went crazy buying stuff, but this is out there. And I'm going to decorate the outer edge, I think, with some pom-poms. Yesterday, Miriam mentioned pom-poms. So after I get this in, maybe along this outer edge between the side and the front, I might put these pom-poms. Well, it may change when I lay it in there and decide, no, but one never knows. So this is what it looks like. And I'm going to bring it up close to the camera so you can see what's going on here. Here we go. So there's a shape there, and then you fill it with a stipple. It's a very tight stipple. You don't have to be tight. You could do it any way you like. And then I just went around with the colors. You could do your rainbow any way you like. And then that piece on top, that is actually the couching design that I converted. I did convert to curves, and then I used the oval bean on it. And so there it is. I was going to couch something on there, but I just couldn't get it to look the way I wanted. So I ended up just going back and converting it and using it like this, which I think is kind of cool. It looks a little bit like beads almost on there. So that's really nice. So let's get started, and I'll show you in the software. Yeah, that vinyl is really nice. It would be nice inside the bag too, but I'd hate to put it inside when I could have it showing on the outside. So let's go to the software, and I'll show you how this is done. Let me open my software here. There we go. And make sure we're on. We are. And let me close this little guy there. There we go. All right. So if we have I don't know if we have any new users, but anyways, I'm going to go in. I have some things open already, and you can see right here. I have this one here. Let's see. I don't know if that's my single rainbow. So this is what it looks like. And I was playing with this one with different types of stipple. From the tight stipple, this one is the 0.1. This is 1.1 mm. This is 1.5. This is 2.5 mm or 2.0, and this is 2.5, I believe. So I was trying to see which one I like. And on my sample, I did layer it with a very thin piece of fusible fleece, and you can go thicker or however you want to do it. So and play around. Once you get your shape, you want to save it, and I'm going to show you that first. A couple things I did to get started. So I'm going to go to my browser. One of the things that I did is I first made this and favorites folder. And these are designs from the CM17, my favorites. And so I went through, since I'm connected wirelessly, I went through the built-in samples here and picked out all the ones that I wanted, that I thought I would use most often. And I put them in a folder over here called Anne's Favorites. And they're actually on a USB stick as well, but I put a copy over here in my favorites, so they're easy to find under my favorites. So these would be ones I use most often. And then I have this new folder because I have to name it, which I will. And it's actually a USB on my USB, but also a copy is on my in my favorites. So here, what I did was I took these and selected them like this. Select one, come down here, select that. I went copy. I made a new folder called Anne's Favorites, like right here, and I opened that up and I did right click. You'll see paste. And that's how I got them in that folder. Okay. And let's go back to new folder. And then I made some other folders within my new folder. I made the Rainbow Wreath and Wreath and Designs. And so Rainbow Wreath are the basic wreath. And one of the things I like to do is I started with A double rainbow. I said A outlines. And then I went to a B double rainbow, so I changed something in there. These are all my B designs. And then I went to a C, which was different designs. And then I went to what's called a double rainbow thing I did there, final rainbow, and a flower shape one. So as I'm working these A's and B's and C's, that's where I've taken my starter one, A, and I made changes to it, and I saved it all under A. A is a double rainbow, A is an outline. And then I made a bigger change to it. So I saved it as a B. So I restarted as a B. So any of the things that I changed under the B shape they all start with the B. That way, sometimes we're working and we change and we change and we change, and then we're like, oh, what was that one I wanted to go back to? So when I start, I try to decide where I'm going to start that design. So when I'm on my welcome here, we're going to go to create new, which I already have open right here. So you would open create new, and you're going to create this shape, which I'll show you how to do in a minute. Once I've created this shape, I like to go up here to File, Save As, and then it's going to be in my, not under Wreaths and Designs. I want it to be under my new folder, but then under my new folder, there's a folder here. Let's see. I think it's called Rainbow Wreath somewhere here. There it is, Rainbow Wreath. And then, so now it's going to go in there. Now, if you are on your PC, all of those things would show up on the side. They kind of go down this way, where ours on the Mac go out this way. Up here, I would name it. So I've already used A, B, and C. So I'm going to call this one D. And maybe I'm going to start with test. Or I'm going to say D class, since I'm doing a class. So that would be my first one. And once I moved on from this to something else, I would call it D and something else. So that's what I'm talking about. All right. So to create this is pretty easy. You want to go to your shapes, and you're going to go to polygon, select polygon. And up here, you want your number of sides to be 5. Your angle could be 90. And then if you hold your command button down, or your control if you're on a PC, and you do this, you can, whoops, there we go. It makes a nice shape. I'm going to select it, and I'm actually going to rotate it 90 degrees up here because I'm working on this here. Put it right there. Now I know my shape size, and what I'm going to do is input that shape size up here. Now you can figure out your shape size and what you like to do. So here my width is going to be 2.47. This is 2.467 inches on there, and then the other one is 1.64 inches. There we go. And I only need the inside. I don't need the outline at this time. So I can select it and delete my outline. And then I'll go over here to my properties. Now remember, if you've lost your properties, you can click in the big area up here and you'll see your properties and colors. You can select them there. Here's Stipple. And when it comes in, this is what we have. It's 0.083, and the length is 0.098. Now I made a tiny one, and this one, it was 0.1 mm. And then the stitch length is 0.1 mm as well. So it's a little tiny bit. And you kind of saw that in my design. So you don't have to be as tiny. It just makes the, and let's look at that really quick. We'll look at the camera really quick here. It doesn't have to be this tiny, but it really holds the color quite a bit. All right, so when you have it this far away, it looks like a filled shape. Okay, so once you do that, I am going to come over here and I'm going to delete the first one. I'm going to take this one, and I wanted the points to the inside. So I'm going to come up here and, let's see, mirror it. There we go. So my points are to the inside. You could do them to the outside. It doesn't matter. It's all up to what you want to do. And now I'm going to come over here to my array circular and select that. And if it didn't pop into the center, you just click on it and drag it over to the center. Sometimes it's off-centered for some reason, maybe where you left it last on that part. There's Jill. Welcome, Jill. Yes, better late than ever. Now let me wait and go back because I did not switch my camera. Thank you. I just realized that because I got carried away. Let me go back and I'll put on the software. And I'm gonna select new. So you're going to, let me just get, whoops, no, let me just do select new and select. There we go. So you're going to take your shape, and I mirrored it using, it was that way, and I put my points in. Sorry about that. Sometimes I forget. All right, so we're here. Now you want to use your array tool. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to start my pieces a certain distance away. And I did pull it on my grid just to give me an idea under view, grid, and show. These blue lines are 1 inch apart. This is the center, so it's 1 inch. And maybe I want it to be 1.5 inches. So I'm going to use my arrow keys and slide that over to the red line like that. There we go. So I know it's 1.5 inches from the center, which will be about 3 inches across. Okay, let me turn that off. You can use the shortcut keys to do that as well. Now we're going to go to our array tool right here, circular. Now I was last here, so this is why it's sort of in this count. My rainbow had 14 colors. So right here, your step count should be, you want to change that to 14. So I'm going to put that at 14. There we go. And then this is the fun part. Even though I measured that far away, I could bring these in closer if I want. And the closer you bring them in, the more they're going to overlap in this area. So that's really up to you. And you could do a couple different ones. So if you like this one, let me apply it. And you can see where it's going to overlap, how much it's going to overlap in these areas. Now, one thing I need to do is I don't want to remove overlap, so I'm going to say never. There we go. So now you can see all the overlaps that are in there. Now, if that wasn't what you wanted, you can go ahead and undo and then go back to this. I'm actually going to change this to never from the start. And then I can go back to my array tool, and it puts it out here at the original position. If I like it there, I'm going to apply this one so you can see it had that much overlap. And mine had about that much or a little bit less. So, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. So it really depends on the look you want. So kind of play around with that to see what you like. So let's undo that one, and we'll try one more time. I'm going to do circular array. I'm just going to bring it in a little bit further. And if you're not on the lines, if you're up like this, you can click on this, the green one, and slide it over. The red one sort of positions your piece on there. So let's go. Let me do select new so I can get that going in the right direction. There we go. All right, so we're on. We have 14. You can even change your angles. You could do it by angles if you wanted to, but I'm okay with doing it like this. I'm going to apply that. I will scoot in just slightly. There we go. And I want to keep it on the line. There we go. This one is not on the line. Let's see what's happening. Got to remove this one, I think. We'll go with that because I messed around with it. Apply. All right, so I have, oh, I don't like that at all. Hold on, one more time. Let's go here to my circular array. And let's move this one. There we go. Moving the red one to get this side to come back down on the line. There we go. This is the red line right here. Okay. And then I'll just bring them in a little bit more so their overlap is a little bit more. There we go. Okay, apply that. Now we can see what our overlap is. I'm going to click off of that. Now this is where the fun starts. And I use marathon colors. So I'm going to click on this first one, and I'm going to go to my color up here, and I've chosen the marathon thread. And then all I have to do is type in here the first color of my thread, which is 2155. So I can put in here 2155, and then I just need the fill, and I've got that one. And then I'm going to go to my next color. Now you can pick your colors out first and make your rainbow, which I find a little bit easier than trying to guess online what they are, you know, on the software, because my first set of colors I didn't like. So then I went through my box of colors and laid them out in the colors that I wanted and put them in this way. So all I have to do is highlight up here and then pick the solid one because that's the fill, and just work my way around my piece just like that. I'll do one more here because you get the idea of that, right? There we go. Okay, so I went all the way around and I end up with something that looks like this, except they're all the same size. So let me undo these to put them back. There we go. There we are. Okay, so we're all back to normal. So your piece is going to look like that, and you would save that. That's going to be your base, and on top of that, you can put many, many different things. So let me show you some of the things that I put on there. I'm going to go to my new folder right here, and I'm going to do Wreath and Designs because I did a few of them. Let's open this one up. Here's one. This is from our CM17. I think this is in the, what one is that? It's in the 15,000 as well. So I just layered this on top of my piece. And of course I can make this inner thing any color I want. If I don't want a part of this, I can select this and ungroup it. And I should be able to remove like that if I don't want that, or this part in here. I could remove any of that. Or maybe I just wanted the center and I don't want any of these pieces out here. I could delete these pieces out here like that. Okay, so it's up to you to be creative. These are designs that are in the software, so are in my machine, so I don't have to worry about it. Here's another one. So I put this one in there. Now this one, I might go in and change this here. I'm going to ungroup it. I might go in and make these different colors based on, well, let's see, that has to be one color because I can't break it apart anymore. What are these out here? Can those break? Nope, those can't be broken up. So you could make this a different color and colorize that however you want. Of course, I could use convert to curves and change it, and then it would break into pieces, but I'd have to be willing to, when I do convert to curves, sometimes it does things like, well, we'll do this every time. It'll change it to be a flat design because it wants you to edit it. That's what it's for. It's for you to edit it. So we'll undo that. All right, let me go over here. I'm going to close. We'll go in here. I did, this one here was really pretty, I thought, as well. So you have this really vibrant design, and then you have your rainbow wreath behind it. So that's really up to you. All right, let's see what else I came up with. This was really nice. This is the happy birthday that's in our machine. And I just put that little, the rainbow behind it just to give it a little bit of color. This would look great on a banner if you wanted to make a birthday banner. And at the bottom, you could make a part where you have snaps, and you could either snap on someone's name or some type of buttons, and you could button the name of the birthday person on there. Let's see where else we are. Let me go back to the new folder because there are some things in here. Let me go in here. Oh, no, rainbow wreaths. That's what I want. Sorry. This one here. So I think it's this one is my good one. Here we go. So how did I do this? This is really cool too. So I took, and actually you can hardly see because I brought the inner ones in so close. They're very much on top of each other. but I used that shape to create an outline by selecting an outline color, or you can use auto border, but let's go over here and I'm just going to pick a color that, let's close that. I want to see it. Oh, maybe I don't have this pink. So there's my outline color. So I would pick that outline color, whoops, wherever it is now. Let's go here and find it, because it should be at the bottom. Where did it go? It's this one here. There we are. All right, so there's my outline color, and then I could come in here to properties and make it the outline I'm working with, a satin serial. I could change it to 2.5 mm, whatever you like. And then from there, you want to mirror it to the outside. So let me put it back, mirror that way, and then mirror this way. So you have it. And then you could take that one there, and this is what I did. I copied this, I went to a new page, and I pasted it, and then I have to go put it here in the center. And I like to rotate it back to the center. So I'm going to take this arrow and put it at the top here. So when I rotate, it brings that bottom part just right in place for me. There we go. So from here, I can take that, and I'm going to delete my inside because I don't need the inside. I just need that outside. And of course, where do I go? I go to my array tool, circular array, and I have 14 of them there, and they were pointing outwards, right? Or were they pointing inwards? Let's see, they're pointing outwards. Then you just come over here to one of your pieces, probably the red or green, and bring it in like this till you get to the part you like. Maybe you want it overlapped like that. Maybe you want it overlapped like this. Once you have it, apply. And then you can go back through and colorize it based on the colors that are in your rainbow. Oh, hi, Amy. Hi, Dot. Oh, I had a special sweater on earlier, but it got too hot in here. I'll have to show it to you at another time. All right, so that's how you do the outer, if you want to do outlines. Now, one of the things, I'm going to go back to my colored one that's like this so you can see it. I'm not sure it's this one that I did it to. Okay, so one of the things I noticed, and I'm going to take this pink one and delete it right now because I don't think I need it. There we go. One of the things I noticed, when you put these in, they come on one on top of the other all the way around until you get here. And then this one is on top of both. So I used my knife feature to cut this right here to put it so it would be behind the yellow, and I cut a little bit over here. So let me see if I can find, this is the one, is this the one I cut so you can see what I'm talking about? Here you go. So you can see when it comes around, it's cut so that it'll be underneath there. This is one side, and it's grouped up here. And then it goes underneath the yellow over there. So you have this, nice look of your pieces going one, well, maybe it's this one, but let me go back to my browser because I know I did one, maybe it's this one that has the two pieces. Come back here. Nope, not that one. Okay. Nope. But I think you guys, let me see if this is the one. Here we go. So see how they're all intertwined, even the last one. So I cut it. So you can see there's a piece of it there, and there's a piece of it there. So I took my digitize outline shape, and I made a little line, and then I took the shape and the line and right-clicked knife, and then I did it again over here to make them fit together. All right. And let's go back one so I can show you kind of what that looks like. Let's do we'll do this one. So if you wanted to cut this, what I would do is take my outline shape right here, and I would cut across here like that. Right click and shape, well maybe and shape, and then I'm going to select that and shift and select this, right click and knife. I'm actually going to right click again and ungroup it, just might be easier. So now there's a little cut there. I need to make my other cut right in here somewhere, so let's do that. Outline shape, let's cut right along here like this, and shape, select, shift, select your piece, right click, knife. So now I have this piece and this piece. So this piece I want to send, right click, order to back of design. Now see how it's behind there, but it's too far behind. It's behind the stipple as well. So what I did to fix that is I went to auto and I took this and dragged it up to just before, there we go, the yellow, there we go. Now it's behind the yellow. This little piece here, if you take that and edit your nodes, you could bring your nodes back just a little bit like this to make that a little less there. So you can kind of tweak it to play with it. And you could, you could play around with that a little bit more, moving your stitches and stuff to make it a nice smooth opening. Let's see how that is. So how does everybody like that? Let me have some thumbs up. Let me have any questions that you have. Let me go back. I'm going to close a couple things here. Maybe. Let's see. I think I showed you everything. Here's another shape. I use this shape here. This was a flower, and this was in the, let's see, it was in the insert symbols, probably a wingding, that flower shape. I did keep the outer part on this one because I really think if I deleted it, let's delete it and see, they don't really hold their position as well. I don't think they do. So let me undo that, put it back. And of course, you can make those. Right now, my outline is only a running stitch. Might look better as a satin. We'll do a couple of those as satin so you can see. There we go. Like that. All right, so that might look better for you. Just depends. So you can use other pieces. No, I did not write a PDF for this. This time I was a little short on time of getting everything together, but basically, Marty, you're going to make your shape, and then you're going to go to your array, circular array, and figure out how many you want, how many colors you want in your rainbow. And sometimes it might be the colors that you pick out. Like you might pick out 10 colors, and so you're going to do 10 shapes. And when you're using your array, you can set that in your array so you don't have to worry about that. Let's go back here. So we don't need this. I'll close a couple of these. I want to save that. That's the double one where you can see that part of this I really like. I'm going to go ahead and stitch one of these out because I think that looks really nice. That's my standard one. So this is the base that I go with. I did do some, I did make one with the things going out as well. So that's up to you how you want to do them. Once it's like this, if you need it bigger, you can stretch it up bigger this way if you want, or use your percentages if you want to do it, make it bigger. Of course, I made it fit into my 28 hoop, which I liked, which still gave me enough room. Let me go back to my little design that I was working with in here. Let's see here. I think it's in here. The one I was working out, maybe it's not. Oh, this one here was interesting too. Let me show you this. So this design, do you recognize this design? This is the wreath from the CM17. And I removed the parts that were in here, the color parts that are in there, and just left the black over stitching, which I think that's going to look really pretty stitched out. So what that looks like is, let's find that design. That would be let's see, my favorites. Let's go into my favorites here. That would be, where is it? I don't know where it is. It should be in here somewhere, but, or maybe I didn't save it over here. Some of them I saved over and then some I forgot. Yeah, I don't see it, but that's the one from Noriko that has the, we can go look at it. Let's see here. Let's see if they'll come, that one. Here we go. Let's open it. This is the one I used. And what I did is I selected these colors and I just deleted them. Like that. And of course I could come in here and do this, select by color and delete. And then I put my rainbow behind that. But isn't that cool? I mean, I was just, playing with so many different ones. Let me go find the one I had today because there we go. So this is the one I'm working on today. And what I said is this design here is actually a couching design. And it looks like, let me see if I can find my browser. Here we go. It looks, here we go. It looks like this. This is the couching design. And I just took it and I converted it to curves, which makes it running stitches. And then I did satin serial. Now it does do a little bit of doubling up with the running stitch, but I was okay with that. I went to running and then I went to a pattern down here and I put in oval and I changed my length to 2.5 mm. So it looked like that. And then again, I used my array tool to put it all in to the shape. Let me get to whichever one I was using earlier today. I think it's somewhere here. Is it? No. Some of my names have a number in them, and that's how much I reduced a design using the in the toolbox. Here we go. It's probably the last one we're going to get to. There it is. So I used my array tool to fit those over on top of there. And then these circles, what I did with the circle is when I sized up this design, it said it was like 7 point something. And I thought, well, I need a line at 8 inches and I'd like another line at 9 inches. So I did one at 9 and then I did one at 10 inches. So those are going to be the lines I'm going to use for alignment of making the purse. So we'll see how that goes. And just, Janie, really, this idea of these lines afterwards came to me because I was thinking, oh, I probably have a circle ruler somewhere and I have to drag it out, lay it on there. And I thought, oh, I could make those lines completely in my hoop and they'll be ready to go. I'm still debating. I don't think I'm going to do this because my cork is actually going to be cut right on up to here. So I'm going to have cork right up to here and then top stitch it somewhere in there. I may put one more line and see what I'm doing, but yeah. And then just start stitching. All right. If you want to see the design one more time, I'll go over to the camera and we'll look at that really quick. If you have any questions, I'll check for that. Let's go here. All right, let's see. Let's see what else. There we go. All right, so here we are. So you can see all of it. And I'll probably go and put it back in to finish this off so I have this complete. And I may add a line in between here. I haven't decided yet. But, what's another line? What's another stitch? And I layered up. You can see I have my stabilizer in here first. And I did use my pins because I only have stabilizer. That way it keeps it nice and taut. Then I laid in my fusible fleece. I didn't iron it on, but I just laid it in. And then I laid my other fabric, used the basting in the machine, and then I started my design. Now I stitched, because I want to not have to change threads a lot, these 3 lines are different colors that go with the start color of my little shape. So my first shape is this yellow. So these 2 were the same color. So I put them together in the sequence manager. So it would stitch this first and then that. Then this line is this color. So it would stitch this line, then this one. And then the outer line is this orange. So it stitched this one, then that. And then I just put these other colors in so that it didn't, it was easy, less taking out threads and all of that. And then this is what my rainbow thread looks like. I do use marathon thread, and someone was asking about, retain original colors and how that works. So on your machine, if you have a Janome that has this, you can choose under settings, retain original color. And then on the screen of your machine, you will see those color numbers and the name of that design there, or that brand on the screen of your machine. So you know what brand you're using. If a designer has done that as well, you'll see their colors there also. All right, so before we go back, for those of you who don't know, you can find us, let's see here, on Janome Artistic Digitizer Facebook page. It's the one with the blue banner. So if you want to come over and visit us there, we'd love to see you. I'm going to put the camera back on. I don't know if Dot is still there, but I put my special sweater back on so I can show her. It's a little surprise. Let me go back to the camera. Here we go. All right. So let me see if Dot's out there. Oh, Cindy, that's a variegated thread. That's a variegated thread. So if Dot is there, I don't know if she's still watching because she's working. I actually see this little, here, it's this side. See this little shirt, this little sweater? Somehow I have two of them. One for me and one for my best buddy. So there you go. All right. Yeah, so this is let me hold this up. This is my variegated. So I don't use variegated that much, but I love how it came out with that bean stitch. It looks like little beads. And that was kind of a nice option on there when I did that. So, I mean, now I don't always like variegated thread, but I do like how this came out and it gave that kind of a bead look. All right, let's see what else we have for, hi Celine, welcome. Let's see who else is out there. I think we saw everybody. All right. Well, I'm going to let everyone go. I will see you again next week. I'll be back with another project. I don't know. Maybe I'm up to the zip pouch. I'm not sure what next week is. I have to look at my schedule, but stay tuned for that. And hopefully I'll be further along with my round purse here, so you'll be able to see the finishing touches of that, because I'm excited to get that going. All right, everyone. Have a great day, and we'll see you again. Thanks for joining me in the studio. Bye for now.